Express Rail Link is a major infrastructure project connecting Hong Kong's railway network to the high-speed China system, which will forge new physical and economic links with the mainland. Running from a new terminus in West Kowloon to the Shenzhen border, the project is split into 11 sections. This section, Contract 820, runs from the cut and cover tunnels immediately north of the proposed West Kowloon terminus, following the old coastline through the Tai Kok Tsui, Nam Chong and Cheung Sha Wan districts of the Kowloon Peninsula. Being built entirely underground, this project consists of 4 kilometers of twin-running tunnels with 14 interconnecting passageways, a crossover box and combined ventilation building. There is a gazetted worksite near the waterfront to be used as a barging point and a slurry treatment plant. The tunnels will be constructed using 2 slurry tunnel boring machines, or TBMs, both of which will be launched from the crossover box site located near the middle of this contract. Dragage, in joint venture with their parent company Bouygues, have over 50 years experience in Hong Kong and are renowned for their technical innovation and excellent safety record. The JV have partnered together on many similar tunneling contracts here in Hong Kong and are well prepared for the challenges ahead. As the alignment runs along the old coastline and traverses underground utilities, existing and abandoned structures, there are many hidden obstructions to consider. The team have analysed the problem in great detail and have decided that the only way to ensure a smooth operation for the TBMs is to prepare the substrata and remove the majority of obstructions prior to the arrival of the machine. Following the alignment from the south, the first preparation task will be the stabilization of the ground, using grouting for a number of identified buildings and the installation of monitoring systems in the residential districts. The foundations of the culverts NC1 and YC2 will be reprovisioned, and their obstructing piles will be removed from ground level by the rotary all-casing method. The construction of the crossover box will allow access for the TBMs to the tunnel alignment. Adjacent to the crossover box, both to the north and to the south along Sham Mong Road, were a number of old ferry piers. Here, the abandoned piles which clash with the tunnel need to be removed. In the final short section near the boundary of this contract is the Lai Chi Kok district. Here the main DSD culvert WD1, the Lai Chi Kok interchange flyover, the existing MTR Chun 1 line and the associated drainage sump all require advanced works prior to the TBM's arrival. The slurry TBM will be delivered to the site and lowered section by section into its starting position in the crossover box. Guided by a steel launching chamber, the TBM shield and backup unit is pushed into place and a thrust frame constructed. The TBM then propels itself forward into its starting position. The first drive will be the southern section of the downtrack tunnel, followed by the northern section of the downtrack tunnel. The shorter northern section will be completed first, and the TBM dismantled and removed to the crossover box to commence the southern section of the uptrack tunnel. On completion of the southern section of the downtrack tunnel, the TBM will be dismantled and reassembled to begin the northern section of the uptrack tunnel. After 4 kilometers of tunneling over a 20-month period, this completes the TBM's involvement with the project. Due to the close proximity of the second TBM drive at the southernmost section, the team have allowed for a considerable amount of grouting and slurry quality maintenance measures to stabilize the ground during this phase of the works. The slurry discharged from the operation of the TBM will be mucked out by pipeline to the surface at the crossover box and will then continue on to the barging point, thus reducing construction vehicular movements. The excavated material will then be processed and the slurry reused prior to the residue being loaded onto the barges for safe disposal. The reprovisioning and removal of 9 piles supporting the culvert WD1 presents the team with a series of challenges. These piles, which clash with the railway alignment, need to be removed prior to the passing of the TBM. Once the hoarding has been erected, the local removal of the top slab of the culvert takes place. The construction of a temporary working platform and the utility diversion allows the safe removal of the piles to commence. The rotary cutter makes an eccentric cut through the pile and the adjoining earth to a depth of about 5 meters. Then a heavy steel wedge is driven into the space between the cutter casing and the cut pile and rotated, thus shearing off that section of pile which is then removed by a grab. This process is repeated until the obstructing section of pile is removed. Then the pile is backfilled with lean mix concrete and the cutter equipment moved to enclose the remaining section of the pile. The same procedure is used to completely remove the obstruction to the future TBM drive. A similar process is also utilized at culvert YC2. Here a series of barrettes need to be removed prior to the arrival of the TBM. As with the board pile removal, the cutter is placed to enclose the end section of the barrette and the first cut is made to the base of the obstruction. This process is repeated for the remaining sections until the path of the TBM is cleared. On a project such as this one, there are many logistical challenges which have to be considered in order for the smooth, timely and safe delivery of the works. Through rigorous analysis of the geological conditions, the team confirms the use of a slurry TBM will better control ground settlement, and featuring a Moby Dick cutter head monitoring system will reduce the frequency of hyperbaric interventions. The machine's double manlock provides safe working conditions and minimizes the adverse effects of compressed air working. The instrumentation and monitoring of existing buildings along the tunnel alignment is of paramount importance in alerting any undue movements or settlements. State-of-the-art real-time monitoring systems will be provided by instrumentation specialists. The Dragage Bouygues JV have a strong management team already mobilized and in place for the project that will ensure that all key dates are met and that the risk to the workforce and the community is minimized. They are currently working for the MTR using slurry TBMs on the West Island Line extension, which will ensure that the knowledge and experience gained here will be implemented on this contract. The JV are ready and committed to deliver this complex and challenging project on time and within budget.